Hello and welcome back to this Better Mental Health series. This is part 5 and the final part of this series, and we've covered so many different elements over the past 4 videos to help you look at some of those practical things that you can do to better your own mental health, to have you start feeling good, feeling engaged, moving your body, and to start moving yourself forward in the right positive and healthy direction that supports your mental health. So today we're looking at the final part, and this part is about really engaging, about being engaged in some sort of meaningful activity, right? So what do I mean by that? And why would we want to do something meaningful? Well, really, what we're looking at here is actually in the process of doing stuff, of being active, of moving our body in a way where we are focused on and engaged in a particular task that we love doing. And there are so many benefits to doing something that you love because you love it and it makes you feel good. So engaging in something meaningful has not just like the immediate positive effects that this is something that you love doing. So you might love doing puzzles or going rock climbing. I don't know. Or have all these different kinds of hobbies and interests that you love, and that's fantastic. That's great. And now's the time to go ahead and get into them and explore even more, because what we know is that people who are engaged in meaningful activities are also engaged in life. They're engaged in life. They're engaged in community, which we talked about last time. They're engaged in the future, so they have something to look forward to because they've got an activity that they love doing. And sometimes those activities involves exercise and moving, and that kind of thing. But really, when you are engaged in a meaningful activity, what ends up happening is that you focused on the future, but you're focused on and you're producing positive, healthy, chemicals and endorphins in the body whenever you actually think about doing that activity, right? Whenever you think about doing that activity. So, for instance, some people may like, I don't know, knitting, right? That's totally fine if you love knitting. You might have a book club, or you may love going down to the track and doing sprints. And if that's something that you love doing, it's not just the activity itself that produces all of those wonderful feelings in the body. It's actually thinking about doing it as well. So think about, for instance, so many people love traveling, whether it's overseas or whether it's local or whether it's, up the road or down to the beach or what have you. But the thought of a holiday, everyone goes, oh, yes, that would be good, wouldn't it? Yeah. Even though, even though there's many places that we can't travel overseas yet, the thought of a holiday, though, it has this certain feeling in your body and in your mind. You start thinking about it and getting excited about it, and you get kind of like start to get creative about, well, where could I go and what could I do and for how long and how this. And so you get into this process of planning, of productivity in a resourceful way when you plan and engage in this activity. And so there are many activities that you can do that are productive, that are simply enjoyable, that you just love to do it while you're doing it. And then there's other activities that involve other people and helping people as well. So in a study conducted about happiness, one of the key factors in that study looked at volunteering, and those who volunteer have more, report to be happier and live longer. Yeah. So I thought that statistic was, very interesting. But when you break it down and you look at it further, it kind of makes sense. If you're engaged in an activity that produces those happy chemicals and hormones in your body, and you're socializing with other people, you feel like you're doing good in the world, you're getting out of the house, and you find that satisfaction, not just while you're doing it, but there's a satisfaction that you carry with you through day to day, because you feel like that you're living a purpose, that your life is meaningful. So it just doesn't come down to the activity that you're doing. It's actually the purpose and the meaning behind the activity that you give it, right? And so start to think about, well, what are those activities that you love to do? Go ahead and do them, right? There's do you love cooking? Do you love sewing? Do you love tinkering? Do you like working with machines and I don't know, Lego? Lego's fun. Lego's awesome. What do you love doing? Many often, I've asked this question and in the therapy room, and people have really struggled. What do I love doing? And I just can't think of anything immediately. But they might think of they might think of a really good starting point. I'm like, what could you start with that you enjoy? It's like, well, I like reading. I like watching movies. Great, do that. Yeah, start with that. And so engage in something that that brings happiness or joy, and think about what are those activities that bring you meaning. Does it bring you meaning when you go and visit a certain someone, when you visit a friend, or contribute in a certain way? So that's up for you, up to you to have a think about and reflect, and just think about what could you add to your week on a weekly basis that would provide you with that tick, that something that you can do that is meaningful, that has meaning to you, because the repercussions and the positive effect does ripple through every aspect of your life. That ripples through how you feel about yourself, and how you feel about yourself ripples out to the people around you, your family. When you feel good about your cup is full, it's filled, and when your cup is filled, it overflows to other people as well, flows into your family, flows into your community, and those positive health benefits ripple out far more than just in that activity itself. So I hope you found that helpful, and encourage you to go out and source those meaningful activities and include people. There's no reason why you can't do this meaningful activity while you're connecting with other people as well, even if it's a game of online chess. So take care. I trust that you've been able to take something from this video series. It's been enjoyable to present something like this to you, to help you not just manage, but also take control of your own mental health, because you are the biggest and best person to contribute and create a positive mental health environment for yourself, and also for those the others around you. So that's all from me. Take care. I wish you well. And if you have any further questions that you'd like to ask, please feel free to send me an email or a message, and I'll be more than happy to share my information with you. All right, take care, and bye for now.